The Audi A3 is a very special car for me because, well, I have one, which makes me obviously biased, but despite my bias, I'm willing to admit there are a few shortcomings with my S3 that I really hope can be fixed in the new generation. So with that in mind, let's take a quick look at the upcoming 2021 A3 lineup from Audi, which is an all-new generation that will be due to dealership lots later this year. So as I mentioned, here's my S3. She's a modified 2018 S3 in aura blue with a rotor gray interior. Personally, I think she looks fantastic. But regardless, the takeaway here is that I am pretty dang familiar with the current generation. So with that familiarity, let's take a look at this new generation and see what things I like or don't like right off the bat. A little disclaimer before we jump into the exterior of the A3 here is that I will only be looking at the sedan variant at this time because that's really what's most relevant to me as well as anyone here in the US. And personally, I think it's the better looking of the options. So if you're a big fan of the Sportback, sorry, but we got the sedan. The 2021 models will be receiving what I consider an evolutionary update to the exterior. Nothing groundbreaking here. The headlights and taillights are updated to match in style with Audi's other matrix LED designs, which we're seeing on their other new models like the Q8 or the A5, for example. The best part of this is that they will also have those cool little animations at startup and shutdown. Overall, the shape is very similar, but the accents have become a bit more angular. Even the fenders, which protrude from the body a bit, have a very nice angular form to them that looks pretty aggressive, especially on some of these kind of three-quarter shots here where you really kind of see some of the reflections in it. I can't wait to see this on the wider RS3 in particular. Up front, the grille remains large and resembles other new models in Audi's line. The side vents have gotten a bit larger, even on the A3 model as shown, and are accented with that lighter metal color that Audi likes to use now. Hopefully the S3 and RS3 will have options for this to be kind of color matched or just be all vent or blacked out with the black optics option. Out back, the A3 has the exhaust tips that are hidden now, kind of like we're seeing on the other new Audis. Presumably the S3 will still have the quad tips and the RS3, the two large oval tips that are typical of RS models. Contrary to the exterior, the interior really receives a revolutionary upgrade here that really modernizes it and helps it feel like a proper vehicle from the year 2020. You can see the basic improvements in these images, but a couple things to note would be the new shifter. Gone is the large shifter of the past generation and the ability to use manual mode. Paddles are the only option for manual mode in this new generation. Second would be the air vents, which are flanking the virtual cockpit up front. I know some people dislike this look, but really I think it looks pretty good and I kind of like the cockpit styling. For me, this is a lot like how Audi made the new generation of TT more like a baby R8 than previous generations, and I feel like they're doing kind of the same thing where you could say the RS3 is becoming like a baby Huracan, for example. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, since I know this is quite the controversial area of the new design. Otherwise, the last big thing in the interior is the move to the integrated touchscreen Mmi system. The old generation had the infamous pop-out display, which frankly didn't age all that well. This new system is a complete departure from that, and overall I think it's a really slick system. The new Q3 has the same setup and I think it works wonderfully. Last but not least is pricing and performance. Unfortunately, at the time of writing the script, we don't have a ton of information on the engines, at least nothing confirmed. But these are the pieces of information we do know so far. First off, the engines will overall be pretty similar to previous generation, meaning there will be turbocharged 4 cylinders for the A3 and S3. It sounds like in Europe you will be seeing a diesel variant of these. Not sure if that's for the A3 only or if it will also apply to the S3, just like the new S4 is diesel in Europe. However, in the US we'll be seeing with the gasoline engines. And thankfully the RS3 retains the wonderful 2.5 liter 5-cylinder engine. Each of these offerings should see a small bump in power over the outgoing models to make them look more attractive on the spec sheet. Since some of this information is being fine-tuned still, pricing is obviously still up in the air. There's a lot going on in the world right now, obviously, so it's kind of tough for Audi to nail down a price right now, but hopefully in the next coming months we should find out what the starting price will be for this new generation. Considering how much of an upgrade and kind of a revolutionary change overall this is for this lineup, I would expect that the price would increase a little bit. I would expect to see $3,000 to $5,000 of an increase across the starting prices for each model. But again, that's just my speculation, only time will tell, so we'll see in the future how accurate that is. Short and sweet, that's how we like to keep things on quick look episodes. So I better stop talking now, or I could go on all day talking about Audi. But thanks for checking out this episode, guys. If you are new to the channel, you stumbled across one of our quick look videos, which we have every Tuesday. On Thursdays, we have a deep dive episode, which is where we will take a more in-depth look into some topics. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button and get subscribed so you don't miss future videos like this one. But for now, peace out, and I'll see you guys on Thursday.